second interview for One for Sorrow 2024. Our guests today are the Spanish band Scandalion from the Canary Islands. First off, how are you guys?
Fine, great. How are you doing?
Not too bad, you. So we'll kick off into the first question. Scandalion, obviously coming from the Canary Islands. Now, while Spanish bands playing the UK isn't that unusual, we've had bands like Angelus Apatrida, Jade, Noctum playing here in the last 12 months. It's very, very unusual to see a band coming out of the Canaries. And very few bands seem to play there. So how do you think this affects your local music scene?
Well, the situation here is kind of difficult for us in all the Canary bands in general, because we don't have a lot of opportunities here. Every time you need to do something, you have to take a plane and have a lot of expenses. So for us, it's a great wage exposure. But yeah, as you say, the mainland in Spain, there are a lot of bands who are easier for them to go on tour, because you just hire a band and you go on the road and you have everything's very approachable. But for us, it's very difficult. And let's see if we can open a bit more the scene here in the Canary Islands, which we have a great bands as well.
Okay. And do you think it's that there's any way that that's kind of a positive, in the sense that you guys are always having to put in this amount of effort to play any shows, that it makes it a lot more open for you to play anywhere, if you like? If even playing Spanish shows require you to get on a plane, does it make it easier in the sense of coming over to play in the UK is not that much different in the end of the day?
No, it's not really that much different to play anyway. We have to take the plane. Even to fly to other islands, because we are seven islands. So we have to move always.
Okay. Cool. So, given what we just spoke about, what drove Scandalion's career for so many years, given the live shows take so much effort?
Well, the thing is, here we know each other. I mean, all the musicians, we know each other practically. And we know that the scene is so small that there are some other bands that have lasted for so many years as well, as much as us, even more. But most of those years, you are like in standby situation, because for that reason, because you don't have places to play, or it's so difficult to keep the playing line up. So we have had a lot of changes during the years. And after this one, Sonia is not here, by the way, we forgot to mention that, and she's the vocalist. But this is one of the most durable lineup we have had in years. So we have lasted for 22 years now because of that, because we have played here, we have been there for 5 years in London. The band was based in UK actually for 5 years in the past. But there's no secret. I mean, the secret is effort and try again and try again and try again, and don't give up.
Okay. So Scandalion have had a famously very DIY approach to their career, having never really engaged with management, record labels, or booking agencies. How do you guys manage the workload with so many different roles that you guys are doing in-house?
You want to answer? Well, myself, well, talking for myself, I take care of almost all the technical landscape, recording, creating the backing tracks. Jorge is more on the social side. He takes care of everything related to social media. Borja takes care of merchandising. We try to help the others on their tasks, but we have a specific one for each of us.
Yeah, we are totally aware that this is very tiring job because during so many years and you have to do all these tasks by ourselves. Will be easier for us to work with agency, but I don't want to repeat myself, but it's so hard for us here in the Canary Islands because you don't have the support from any agency or government, and this kind of music is not very popular because as I can imagine for you, the first things comes to your mind when someone mention Canary Islands is like Latin music or reggaeton. So you don't have really the support. You have to do the things by yourself, and we always work it like that. Maybe that's why we are starting now to do something more important after so many years, because you have the experience now and you have the resources, but you don't have the time. So it's the other way around. When you are young, you are on the other way position. But yeah, it's a hard work.
Okay, so how does a Scandalian album typically get written?
Well, in the last album, previous albums used to be Jorge and Sonia. They make the music, the lyrics, take to the rehearsal. We learn the music, but on the last one, almost the 100% of the task were Jorge and me. We're actually on our home studio. We make everything in this room. The last album was Jorge and me with this.
Yeah,
this exact one, taking notes of the themes, lyrics, music, the concept, recording some ideas, deleting a lot of ideas. We delete a lot. We try only to preserve the best, what we can. We thought was the best of the best.
Okay.
And we put all together.
Yeah, we usually try, not try, but it's a fact. Most of the previous material was based in a concept, were conceptual albums, but this one, the one is I'm talking about, This Place I Don't Belong from the 2020, was special in that way because we really put all the effort in it to try to express every single emotion with each one of the notes or moments and try to capture those the essence of every part and try to focus on that to bring in the album. So that's basically the way. Then I usually do the vocal melodies and bring to Sonia, and then she destroyed completely and do it again in a good way.
That sounds familiar. Okay, so when you mentioned that you have quite a lot of concept albums there, what kind of themes do you guys typically concentrate on?
Well, they are kind of diverse and contents. Just to mention some of them, in one of the albums, the one I did during my stay in UK was When Everything Turns Black from 2017. It talked about the transmigration of souls and the good, the bad, the evil, and all these all the things would happen in a hypothetical transmigration of souls between a lot of people during the history, starting in the Middle Ages and finishing in the future. And talking about the particular moments in history and with the real people and some potential people who live in those times. Another one was The Garden of Lights, which was it was a conceptual album, but each one of the songs were connected, but they didn't tell an actual story. They were like all of the albums, all the songs of the album were connected by the same concept, which was like all the tricky parts of the human mind. That's why it's called Garden of Lies, which talking about the potential of the human to lie. Actually, when you start lying, it's a human condition. And so, which one was a nonsense? Was a different one.
Nonsense was a nonsense.
Nonsense was a nonsense album.
Well, if you go back, you find that the first one was actually more a power metal album, very early, with a very different theme. And the last one was about was a story about a person who impersonates all the dark corners of the human soul. Also in a ¿cómo se dice? De los sueños. Oniric. In an oniric atmosphere.
Yeah, we filmed some short films. We went out with some actresses and actors and ourselves, and we filmed some. We tried to portray the concept of the album, and we did 4 short films which you can find on YouTube. And we went to the cinema and we projected there. I think it was the very first week previous before the COVID.
Yeah, the actually it was the same exact day the COVID started here.
Yeah, so maybe we were asked. No? and yeah, it tells the story of a girl who was accused. It was 400 years ago or so, and accused of being a witch because she has a lot of knowledge of herbs and stuff, and the ignorance of the people, the folks following her to kill her, to murder her, and she has a baby and a little girl, who she decided to kill herself before seeing how they were murdered, and by in a dramatic terms of events, one of the killers was this one. Actually, the girl wasn't dead. Actually, dead, and he killed her in front of her mom. And in that way, in some way, she awake like a dark power inside her, and she cursed all the future progenies of the martyrs, and the consequence and songs. It tells the story of this soul is awakened after 4 years after by a little girl playing in the woods and touching a medallion she was wearing. So I invite you to go to go to YouTube and see the short films.
It's hard enough playing in Spanish.
I'll include a link to that in the description of this video when it gets uploaded. So next question. For the upcoming Ocularis Tenebris tour in the UK, Jorge will be playing guitar rather than keyboards for the first time on stage. What led to that decision, and is this something you'll be doing at other shows as well?
It was because of necessity. The last album was made with 2 guitars in mind. There's a lot of dual guitar parts, and we need another guitar. Here the scene is almost inexistent. We could find another guitar. We thought that it was best to sample the keyboards than the other guitar, so we take that. Jorge wasn't new on guitar. He's still learning, but he goes well.
Yeah, I do my best after 22 years in the band playing keyboards. It's a bit weird for me. I feel a bit unprotected because I don't have a but getting in there. step by step. I will be ready for the show.
Yeah, for sure.
No doubts about that. But will you be considering to do that in the future with Scandalian live shows, or is this just going to be a special case because we're flying in?
Yeah, we all, our idea is to keep in that way, and we are going to continue and composing with the keyboards as well, and we are going to do some samples with used samples on stage pretty live with the keyboards, but maybe no. I mean, we always wanted to offer honest image of the band on stage. I wanted to try to play, and we wanted to people feel the audience to listen live the same to listen during when you play the album at home. So we try to not abuse the samples and choirs and a lot of stuff. We want to be real. That's why maybe it's composition and writing sessions. We're not going to do a lot of keyboards because we don't really want to use something that is not on stage. But yeah, that's the idea. We'll continue with the guitar for now.
So you guys recently took some time off as a band, but have returned with a new and stronger lineup this year. Did the creative break help to focus the band on the future?
Yeah, well, yeah, as I said before, because of the lack of opportunities here to play, it is not very unusual for us to stop here and there because and maybe focus on other projects or prepare the next album. And this time we were very lucky because we two of the main members of the band came back, returned, which is Pedro, who plays bass, and Borja, who plays drums. And it's a funny fact here because Pedro plays in a band called Apostle Perversion. It's a brutal death metal band. It's a very popular band because he has been playing in South America twice.
Me twice, band 3 times.
Okay. And so he never stopped playing the bass and improving. But the situation here about Borja is that he sold the drum kit 12 years ago. He already, he totally it was disconnected from music, and he was focused on work. And we contacted him just to see. And he said, "Oh yeah, let's do it." Said, "What?" So we went to the rehearsal room, and we were very nervous. Like, God, 12 years not playing, complete disaster. And no, I mean, from the moment of the first time, or the first hit on the drum, yeah, we thought that the time has frozen. I mean, we already would have memories from 12 years ago that can never stop. Okay, this is the great lineup because we still haven't, you know. Okay, great feeling.
Okay. Before I carry on, Pedro, is that a Party Sound t-shirt?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Sorry, I saw it in the corner of my eye. I'm like, it is. Anyway.
From 16, the only time that I was there.
Fair. We go every year, so it's yeah. Anyway, that's completely unrelated to the interview. So anyone watching this, just completely blank that from your memories. So when it comes to practices and stuff, are you guys all based in Gran Canaria itself these days? Because I know that in the past you've had members in the UK and then members on various islands in the Canaries. So are you guys all on the same island at this point?
Yeah. Before I was in the band, there was a girl called Patricia, and another drummer. The bass player Patricia, and bass player and the drummer in Tenerife. You know, there was in the band. The guys must to go there to the rehearsals, but it was that George, what I told you, that it's so hard for us to go to another island. You know, it's so expensive, and the guys cannot do it, and play here, and we start with Borja and me again. And I think that you was people in United. The drummer. This is,
James.
James, the drummer, record the album from United Kingdom, and yeah, it's so hard to find people here that can do play in the band, you know, the rehearsals, all the stuff, and we must go to look for people out of the Canary Island.
Yeah, actually, 10 years ago, we played in UK, first only time for now. And Jorge was already living in London, and Sonia and me fly there and play in Bridlington at the Valkyrian Festival. So we tried that thing of open or scope and try to work with people in other places, but never worked. At the end, it never worked.
It's so hard. Even in Apostles, I have a drummer in Barcelona or even Navarra, and it's so hard because you know you can each other twice in a year. It's so really hard, you know.
Yeah, I think that the very first stages when you're forming a band, when you're young, when you have all this passion and you don't have the money, you don't have the knowledge, but you have all the waiting to do all the stuff is easier because at the beginning you look for members close by when you are a teenager or younger, and by the time you get older and you have more responsibilities, always it's harder when you're not big band. But it's even harder to find, as I better say, compromise people because I mean, you can organize your time. And it happens with Opie as well. I mean, I play in Opie as well. I play keyboards there. And I live in Canary Islands, and the rest of the guys live in UK. It is no problem at all. I went there for just one rehearsal. We went on tour. Everything was great. And we got to play again, even without rehearsal now, because we know each other. I mean, you don't have to be professional in that way, but your mentality has to be professional in that way. You have to be consequent and work hard because you have this responsibility with the rest of the band, and it's not fair that you are paying money there for rehearsals for your equipment and wasting your time and then getting people down. So I think it's one of the main conditions here to. But right now we are very lucky because we are not only band members, we are great friends, which is I think is the most important part because you want to enjoy what you're doing and you're going nowhere. And we prefer to enjoy what we're doing, even if we don't have success. Actually, we never look for success in the past, like we don't want to be a great band. We just want to go out there and people enjoy music and travel the world. This is a great experience for us. We are very excited to go on tour. And as I said, they traveled to UK in 2014, 10 years ago for that Valkyrian Fest in Bridlington. And before, no, 1 year after I played in Camden with Scandalian as well, with a different lineup. And apart from that, we played in Barcelona in 2010. And apart from that, we never played out there. Even we have a great exposure in terms of media and stuff. So we have in Brazil, we have
yeah, we were
nominated and we won.
We was best symphonic album of the year in Brazil 2020.
It was a surprise.
Was a surprise to see Nightwish below us. We couldn't believe, but it happened. So there's almost one person there that like us.
And they have a magazine apparently.
One of the reasons we have very eclectic music, and so that when you go back in time, you can listen to the first album, it's like a power metal band, and then you go ahead and it's getting darker and darker, and now it's like a doom, but still having some influences from different kinds of metal there, and this is a curse, and it is a blessing at the same time because when you are getting invited for a festival or kind of a gig, you can adapt your set, just selecting the songs.
Yeah, we talked about this a lot of times. So do we have to stay on our own, or maybe better to focus on a style, a type of music more recognizable. And at the end, we always do.
Actually, I remember we were sitting at the sofa with Sonia as well, three of us, and we were trying to write new music, and we stopped. Okay, let's do this particular style, and we started forcing the situation. It wasn't natural. It didn't flow, and we came back to the our roots. But you said let it flow. Let it see.
It wasn't comfortable for us.
So your music is actually, there's a lot of darkness and a lot of atmosphere in your music. Now, coming from somewhere like Norway or Finland, it would fit right in. How do you manage to keep that atmosphere when you basically live in paradise?
Well, that's a great question. I was expecting that, to be honest.
I think everybody has the dark side giving the paradise,
I don't know what is paradise for some people. For us, sometimes it's hell.
Yeah.
You have a lot of stuff, a lot of Latin music. Every single day is like a pack off, and you live in Sweden. You just open the door, it's like, woo, you have the wool, you have the snow, you have the, and here you have, so it's like. But yeah, it's hard. It's hard. I have to be honest, because you have to focus on what you want to show, to express with your music, and when you you don't have the inspiration to do it. It's very hard. So you have to isolate in some way, and try to reach each other and give some ideas and conduct in some way, but it's not always easy.
Even if you want to go to a show or something, you must take a plane. Like it's like to play, you must to take a plane to go to a show. I used to go to festivals, and there's a few places here to go to a show, so
interact,
and there is no only one bar that you can go and listen to metal music. Yeah. There is a few places to play shows, and anyway, it's a paradise in
culture,
in a weather.
Yeah.
We live
weather, food.
Food is great. So fine, but the music is.
And culture in general is dying.
Yeah.
This era, this time are awful in that way, and as a band, you need to. That's. I think this can answer to your previous question better than we did before. Because as you say, the hiatus we have, this stop for a couple of years, and the main reason is that because you don't have a scene, you don't have places to play, so you don't get motivated as well. People focus on other projects, and you, as a band, you need to be out there playing, saying hi, we are here, and getting contacts. And if you are not out there playing on stage, you don't
exist, basically.
It's true. It's true. I experienced that with Opia, and when we went on tour, and it was the very first tour. We didn't even have music out there, just one single, and the reaction of people was great. I don't know. So I think you have to be there and interact.
Okay. So at this point in the interview, we're just wrapping up here. I usually give bands a chance to talk about some other acts that they think deserve a bit of attention. So is there anyone in the metal scene anywhere you guys feel aren't getting kind of enough exposure? Who do you guys really rate right now?
The last time I only listened to Dreamcore music. So it's not, I'm not a good example.
Almost anyone from here.
Yeah.
Actually, this is not from here. I play bass in this band. I listen to a lot of music, but even here, I only find this kind of small scene on metal. there's a lot of Latin music. There's a bit of everything else, but there's almost no metal here. I can think of a lot of bands, but I would need almost an entire afternoon to talk about every band. And to say,
I'm going to repeat myself again, because I have that reference very fresh. We went on tour last November with Opia, with the band called Denali, and I love them. I love it. It's very nice music. I think that they deserve more exposure as well. And and they're great guys. And we have an amazing time together. And I think that is a band to consider. Denali, definitely.
Yeah. Funnily enough, Ross and Nathan from Denali will be at One for Sorrow playing with Countless Skies. So
yeah,
just a short plug for them there. Okay.
Yeah.
And check Opia too.
Well, I mean, I couldn't possibly say that. Okay. Okay, so is there anything else you guys would like to say before I end this?
It's your opportunity.
Oh, sorry, my English is not so bad. For me, it's necessary I need to translate.
Say it in the Spanish, and Jorge will try to translate.
Dilo en español.
Y, okay.
Well, we are so excited to be there, guys, and I hope to see you all. Enjoy our music, and I hope it's I want to say the first of a lot of times, but it's the third actually. But we're going to come back to UK as soon as we can.
It's actually our first tour.
First,
Scandalion first tour ever.
a tour, yeah.
22 years, but never happened.
Yeah.
Shows in a row, never being the
No. 4 shows in a row. For us, it's like gold.
Yeah. Excited, and we think that I never been in United Kingdom, and it's so exciting.
Yeah, we're hungry for knowing new people, new venues, new atmospheres, new everything.
Yeah, we're going to do our best. We hope you enjoy, guys, and thank you so much, Dan, to you and Next Promotion, of course, for having us and have the trust on us. Yeah, see you soon.
We love you, Dan.
So that was our interview with Scandalion. Catch them at One for Sorrow on the 25th of October, or on tour with Godfrim and Opia on the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th of October in Brighton, Ipswich, or Bristol. Thank you, and we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
Thank you.
See you.
See you.
It's August.
August, yes. I meant that.